what you saw from step one, from this part of the mountain, okay? Now you're already up here, you see different things and you're going to act differently. So don't try, paralysis of analysis, try thinking too far ahead. I believe that in life we are here to serve a purpose greater than ourselves. But in order to do that the best way, we must start with investing in ourselves. I believe in you, and this channel is going to give you tools to help you overcome your challenges and light your path. Let's start.
So, hi everybody and hello. Today we are on 30 Plus podcast.
Yeah.
And we're interviewing Yair.
Gaffney.
Yair Gaffney. And our podcast is for 30 plus people that sometimes a little bit confused and asking themselves a lot of questions. So we wanted to talk with Yair today about how we create a momentum to start and go and
make a decision
and start to be active, or just how we start.
For sure. First, thank you for having me here today. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So it's pretty simple to do, but then you need to be consistent with the action that you're taking. Now, I love what you said about the 30 plus podcast, that it's, people that are 30 that are stuck. But to be honest, today also people, well, of course in their 20s and in the 40s and the 50s are also sometimes feel stuck, not sure what is that next step they need to take, what to do. I spoke to a friend of mine a few years ago. He was, I think, like 45 or 50. And he has a job for the past 15 years and he feels stuck. I asked him, why are you stuck? Like, you have a job, you have a family, everything's fine. No, I got to this job in an accident. I'm still not sure what I want to do. I'm not sure how to do it. And also whatever I do want to do, I don't know what to do. So I feel stuck, even though it looks like he's doing fine. But inside he feels stuck and he's not sure how to create that momentum to start doing something. So I think in anything we do in life, number one, ask yourself why. Why do you want to do what you want to do? Simon Sinek has his famous why. Evan Carmichael talks about the who. And what does that mean? A lot of times our goals are not our goals. It's basically what we think someone else would want us to be. So first, what do I want? Not what I think someone else wants for me. So that's, before we do any action steps, that's the number one thing. What is my goal? After we get into that goal and we understand what it is, we have that why. Why are we going to do? Now, the reason it's so important, because a lot of times in getting that momentum, we won't want to do it. Like we're not up for it. We had enough, or we didn't have enough. It's a bad day. So, but every time when we put that why in front of us, so we say, okay, maybe I don't want to do it, but I remember what happens when I do this, whatever this thing is. So remembering that why, number one, we remember what we gain from it. And number two, we remember what happens if we don't do it, the pain that we continue having. So what motivates us is, number one, I'll say maybe the pain, and number two is what we gain. So when we have that why, that's step number one. And again, what's our why, not what's someone else's why, what we think they want us to have. After we do that, it's really crucial. After we do that, step number two, in order to get to that momentum, is not to think how I'm going to do it or how I'm going to get to the top of the mountain. Because you're not in the top of the mountain. Let's put things where they are. You're right now over here, wherever you are. And when you try to think how you get to the top, you won't get there. You'll just stop because you won't know how to get there. So if, let's say, now I want to start exercising. When I start doing the exercise, maybe now my shape is pretty good. But I used to run maybe 400 feet and fall apart. I used to hold the pull-up like this and stay stuck. I wasn't able to go up. And if I would have thought, how am I going to do 100 later, I wouldn't even do the number one. So focus on that next step. Next step, that's it. After we focus on that first next step, we have to be consistent because, congratulations, first step, good. Now keep on doing it every time, small step, and everything in life, whether it's exercise, whether it's nutrition, that, it's not a one-time diet. It's a change of life. Do that small twist. So that's how you start getting into that momentum.
Small steps.
But what happens if you can't, you can't be consistent all the time. You have to rest, you have to change. What happens if that momentum breaks? Sometimes it happens.
So it's not if the momentum breaks, when the momentum will break.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That for sure it's going to happen. And I just want to say that for people that are asking themselves also what's the first step before they break, there's always someone that got to a place that you want to go. So go and learn from that person, whether they're alive, whether they died, go learn from their books. Now, after you started with those first steps, and like you said, eventually we're human beings, and that momentum breaks.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. No, at least for me.
Yeah.
I could say it happens for me, for sure.
For all
Of
of us.
course, for all of us.
And it doesn't matter what age. So when that momentum breaks, number one, it breaks. Accept it. Don't try to fool yourself. Don't talk crap and say, no, it didn't happen. It happened. Accept it. Momentum broke. Mm-hmm. And accept that that's part of life. All good. After it broke, don't start beating yourself up. Why did I do it? No, I should just stop everything. I want to be out of this game.
That's a waste of time.
Exactly. It's a waste of time. That always comes up. It's a waste of time. It's not for me. It's not for me. So, no, that's not right. This is the time you bring back your why. There's a reason you're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you doing what you're doing? Now, after you look at that why, don't beat the crap out of yourself. Yes, I'm not saying, oh, nice person. No, you broke the momentum. Okay, I did a mistake. I'm not saying I didn't. But that's part of the game. There are always those small breaks will basically bring us to a better place. So the mindset needs to be not a mindset of, okay, I'm beating myself up, as I'm judging myself of how bad I am. I'm coming as a friend to myself and I'm telling myself, okay, the momentum broke. It happens. What can I learn from this in order that next time I'll be better? Because those small steps or those small falls
Mm-hmm.
are the steps for our growth. So our falling becomes a step into growth unless we stop, and then we become a failure. But as long as we learn from it, amazing, perfect, don't stop. It's not, like I said, take that as part of your plan. You're going to stop that momentum. There are times that you're not going to like it, but forgive yourself. After you forgive yourself, I'm all in for feedback. There's a huge difference between feedback that builds us and between criticism that takes us down. It's really, really critical. Now, after we say that, that's step number one, know your why, not someone else's why. And after you know that why, you're acting from a total different place, and you're taking that small steps and consistent.
Mm-hmm.
After that consistency, and you learn from those other people. Now, you're in a total different place, because where step number one is not step number two. So what you saw from step one, from this part of the mountain, okay, now you're already up here. You see different things, and you're going to act differently. So don't try, paralysis of analysis. Try thinking too far ahead. Focus on that next step, and always build a plan, but always also be willing to adjust the plan. Okay, so always momentum, keep on moving. You stopped, all good. Give yourself feedback, forgive yourself, and always keep on going. And I think the most important thing, I'll say two most important things, that when it comes to momentum and when it comes to acting in general, number one is believe. Believe in your capability to achieve that. And believe that you could get there. I also say believe in God, but you could say whatever you want. But you have to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, your way to achieving it is much, 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 much harder. Because you might have all of the tools right here, but you don't believe in yourself, so you won't be able to do it. And someone that has a lot less tools does believe in himself, and he will do it. That's why, they say always put a goal a little bit higher than what you think you could do. Because if you put it all the way high, it's hard. Let's be honest. No, let's not talk bullshit. It's hard to believe. You could imagine it, it's fine, but just a little bit higher than what we think we could get. So believing in ourselves and our capability. Now, if you don't believe in yourself, I'll just say remember things that you were able to achieve in life. Each person in life achieved something. If you were a baby, now you're walking, so you learn how to walk. So in order to build that self-confidence, remember things that you were able to do and you achieved. Okay, so number one we said is believe. Number two, after we have all those steps, is accountability partner. You might be motivated, but motivation, it's nice for a few minutes, clapping hands, well, cool, nice, but after that, we go back home, we forget about it.
Yeah.
Accountability partner is a must. So you might not want to do whatever your goal was, even though your goal is good. You know it's good for you. You know your why. You see the why. It's hard.
But you need someone to remind you.
Remind you and hold you accountable. And now I'll say something important. That accountability person has to be someone that you care about them, they care about you. It can't just be anyone. It has to be someone that their word is something that is worthwhile for you. And when that's the person, so also in the times that you put your why and you try to think only about the next step and everything, and you just don't want to do it. So sometimes all good, stop for let's maybe do a small reset, but then have someone to push you. Allow people when they go, whether it's on a financial journey of investing, they have someone that would advise them, that would help them push them inside the game. Again, as long as it's right for them. Exercising, you're big in that field. You run a lot, you swim, triathlons, and a lot of people, right? They have a coach. Why do they have a coach? Also to get the techniques, but also that way they have someone else to show up. Exactly, to push them. A lot of times we'll do for other people things that we won't do for ourselves. So having that accountability partner is must. And in every field you have in life, doesn't matter. Like I said, it could be 20, could be 30 plus, and it doesn't matter what age you are. You could be 99. I don't care. When you build those steps and you do it, again, step by step, and consistency. And Seth Godin has a book. He talks about consisting through the dip. So that there's going to be that time that you have consistency, and then there's going to be a dip. So Seth talks about that. You need to get there and cross it. When you cross it, you get to a total different place. So when you make those steps, doesn't matter, like I said, your age, just be consistent with them. From there, the growth will totally come, but don't wait for that growth at the end. Realize who you're turning to be during the walking in that path. Don't wait for that end goal, because all the light, all of the the amazing things that are happening right now in the path. And when you get to that goal, it turns part of the path into the next goal. So don't wait for that, whatever it is, to come. Realize what you have here now. Be grateful for what you have right now. Out of that state of mind, don't let it take you down. Okay, I'm grateful, I'm not doing anything. No, I'm grateful. Now, okay, how do I create momentum to get further in that path, to see more of the view of the world that has to offer me? So I have to walk that path to see more of that view. And as we said earlier at the beginning, all of the magic is in the unknown. In order to get to that unknown, we need to walk the path. In order to walk the path, we need to create momentum. And sometimes we'll take breaks. It's fine. Part of life. All good. Then continue on. You'll see.
But the first part is to create this momentum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a must.
Thing.
That's a must. And again, after you did those few steps, just to create, that structure. Like we said, you have the structure, and now, well, I'll say also at the beginning, you have to have that believe in yourself. But after you have that structure, believe in yourself and go find someone to hold you accountable. That way, again, someone you admire and appreciate.
Amazing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. It was an honor to be here. Thank you very much. And I wish you the best with your podcast. Sounds really important.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day. I hope you enjoyed the video and got some tools to overcome your challenges and light your path. If you haven't yet, please smash that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, the most amazing things in life are the ones you take for granted.